And lastly, don't forget to help the channel by ba yun? To know more about the products. Yung na po. Bakit laging ganun? And guys, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Yun na nga lang, nauna ko na. Okay na yun. Aling na, pinahirapan ko sa dito eh. Hi guys! Welcome back to our channel. So today, I think it's our 4th or 5th episode. And it's a very special episode kasi mag-unbox tayo ngayon ng ating Flare S8 series, yung flagship series ng Cherry Mobile. So within this series, i-unbox natin yung Flare S8 Lite, the Flare S8 Pro, at saka yung Flare S8 Max. From the previous mga episodes, I think may mga nagko-comment sa mga videos natin, may nagko-comment sa YouTube page natin and sa Facebook group natin na ano nga ba yung best na Flare S8 series. So, kasi may nagsasabi na S8 Pro daw ang best, yan sinasabi nila DC. May nagsasabi na Flare S8 Max daw ang the best, yan yung sinasabi nila Chooks from our Cherry Mobile Gaming team. So, ngayon, tutulungan namin kayong mag-decide kung ano bang Flare S8 phone ang bibilhin nyo. Okay, so let's start. Magsimula tayo sa packaging ng ating mga smartphones. As you can see, very visible agad yung Flare S8 Max kasi siya yung may pinakamalaking screen out of the three. Then, pag nakita nyo naman itong S8 Pro, pag nakita nyo yung nakalagay sa box niya, nakalagay dito is Live Like a Pro. So mamaya i-explain natin bakit siya Live Like a Pro. Then sa Flare S8 Max, bakit the game changer ang nakalagay sa kanya. Then, ito sa mga nagtatanong, syempre meron tayong Flare S8 Lite dito. Bakit ko pipiliin yung Flare S8 Lite sa Flare S8 Pro? So explain ko rin yan mamaya. Buksan na natin yung mga phones so para at least makita niyo na kung ano ba yung mga itsura nila. So unahin natin sa Flare S8 Pro. Ayan. So ito yung Flare S8 Pro. Layo naman natin siya. Kuha natin yung Flare S8 Lite. Okay. And yung S8 Max. Okay. Sige, okay. Cut clip. Tanggalin muna natin yung mga boxes para malinis. If you can see yung mga exteriors ng phone, yung Flare S8 Lite and yung Flare S8 Max, they have similar back cases compared to the Flare S8 Pro. Kasi yung Flare S8 Pro, meron siyang gradient design. So ito yung color niya, yung midnight blue. So ito ang Flare S8 Pro, may pinakamaraming colors. So within the video, lagay na lang natin yung mga colors dito. So, pero itong Midnight Blue, ito yung bestseller natin pag nakita niyo. It's a mix of black at saka blue. Okay. Then, ito ang nagsasabi ko, yung Flare S8 Lite and yung Flare S8 Max. They have similar design kasi parang rugged back sila. Alam naman natin kasi pag gamers, mas gusto mo yung grip mo. Parang grip na grip mo yung phone eh. Even though kahit wala kang jelly case or back case. So, yun. Meron silang rugged design sa likod and one-tone color lang sila. So for the Flare S8 Lite, meron tayo yung gray version niya. Then for the Flare S8 Max, meron tayo yung blue niya. Pero don't worry guys, itong Flare S8 Lite at yung Flare S8 Max, meron siyang other variants. Kung gusto mo ng gradient colors like the Flare S8 Pro para sa Flare S8 Max, meron rin tayo yan. Meron tayong space gray and meron rin tayong iris purple. For the Flare S8 Lite, yun nga lang, iisa lang yung variant nito. One-tone color lang siya. Meron tayong blue, meron tayong red. Ang maganda dito may yellow. So, pakita na rin natin yung color ng yellow. If you look at the back of the phone, both the Flare S8 Pro and the Flare S8 Max, meron siyang fingerprint sensor. So, yung Flare S8 Lite, wala siyang fingerprint sensor. So, itong fingerprint sensor usually ginagamit to or mas preferred siya ng tao kasi instead of pin, mas madali sila na-access yung phone using their fingers. Both the Flare S8 Pro and the Flare S8 Max are using USB Type-C for their charging ports for fast charging. However, the Flare S8 Lite, micro USB pa rin siya. Let's move forward to the screen sizes. So yung Flare S8 Lite, which is the smallest, meron siyang 5.71 HD plus TrueView teardrop display, while the Flare S8 Pro, meron siyang 6.5-inch HD plus TrueView teardrop display. So currently, ang average size ng phone talaga ngayon is nasa 6.5-inch or 6-inch. Then, if you want a bigger phone, meron tayo ditong Flare S8 Max. So kung gusto niyo mas clearer, mas high resolution, ito yung pipiliin ko, yung Flare S8 Max. Kasi full HD na siya, 7-inch na yung screen, plus teardrop na rin yung display niya. For the camera, the Flare S8 Lite, meron siyang 8 megapixel plus 2 megapixel dual rear camera, and meron siyang 5 megapixel front camera. So maganda dito guys, itong mga phones natin sa Flare S8 series, lahat sila naka-dual rear camera setup. Okay? So, okay, yung Flare S8 Lite, 8MP plus 5MP. Then, yung Flare S8 Pro, ito guys, kung gusto niyo talaga ng pang selfie, pang vlog na phone, ito yung nire-recommend ko. Kasi yung Flare S8 Pro, meron siyang 20 megapixel plus 5 megapixel dual rear camera and 20 megapixel front camera. So sa mga mahilig dyan mag-selfie, mahilig mag-takes ng mga pictures, usually yung mga sa food, sa mga scenery guys, I would really recommend yung Flare S8 Pro. For the Flare S8 Max, meron naman siyang 16 megapixel plus 2 megapixel dual rear camera and meron siyang 13 megapixel front camera. So, okay na okay rin siyang pang selfie, pang vlog, at saka kung anumang photography na gusto niyong gawin. All three phones meron siyang built-in camera modes like video, camera, beauty, face cute, at saka bokeh. So ito, depende na lang on your personal preference or kung ano man yung gusto mong paglaruan. So for the processors, the Flare S8 Lite and the Flare S8 Max, they're using the same chipset, which is the MediaTek Helio P23, a very powerful octa-core processor, while the Flare S8 Pro, ang ginagamit niya is yung mas updated, which is the MediaTek Helio P22 na may AI capabilities na. Okay, so sa pagpataasan naman ng RAM, kasi I know for sure na RAM is very important nowadays, the Flare S8 Max and the Flare S8 Pro, meron siyang 4GB of RAM. Then the Flare S8 Lite, meron siyang 2GB of RAM. So ako kasi, personal preference, I would recommend phones na may 3GB and 4GB na RAM or much higher kasi nowadays if you open an app, if you open Chrome, if you open Facebook, it consumes a lot of RAM. So, diba? Isang Facebook pa lang parang nasa 1.5GB of RAM na agad, diba? And pag nag-open ka agad ng Messenger, yun similar, nasa 1GB of RAM na agad. For the internal storage or the ROM, the Flare S8 Lite meron siyang 16GB. The Flare S8 Pro and the Flare S8 Max, meron siyang 64GB of internal storage. So ito ang maganda, all the phones, they're expandable with the micro SD up to 128GB. For the battery, let's start with the biggest. So yung Flare S8 Max natin, meron siyang 6,000 mAh battery capacity. Perfect for all-day gaming o kaya perfect for online class, di ba? Then, the Flare S8 Pro naman natin, meron siyang 4,000 mAh battery capacity. Then, yung pinaka-smallest natin, yung Flare S8 Lite, meron siyang 2,500 mAh battery capacity. To summarize the specs and price of the phone, the Flare S8 Lite, meron siyang P23 na processor, meron siyang 16GB of internal storage at 2GB of RAM, 8 megapixel plus 2 megapixel na dual rear camera, at the price of 3,299. The Flare S8 Pro, yung sumunod sa kanya, meron siyang 20 megapixel plus 5 megapixel dual rear camera and 20 megapixel front camera, and naka MediaTek Helio P22 na rin siya, and meron siyang 4,000 mAh battery capacity, 4GB of RAM, 64GB of internal storage for the price of 5,999. Okay? And lastly, yung Flare S8 Max natin na merong 7-inch Full HD display, a whopping 6,000 mAh battery capacity, 4GB of RAM, 64GB of internal storage, 16 megapixel plus 2 megapixel dual rear camera, and 13 megapixel front camera for the price of 6,999 lang. So, ayun guys, given these specs, may napili na ba kayong Flare S8 phone for you guys? If wala pa, to make things easier, here's our recommendation. If you are looking for a daily driver phone for calling, texting, or online shopping, we suggest that you consider the Flare S8 Lite. The Flare S8 Lite comes in 5 different colors and retails for only 3,299. Now, if you are looking for a daily driver phone but would also like one that can handle games like Mobile Legends, Arena of Valor, PUBG, we suggest you consider the Flare S8 Pro. The Flare S8 Pro comes in a lot of colors, so meron tayong Midnight Blue, Aurora Blue, Jade Green, Sunrise Red, and a lot more, and it only retails for 5,999. But if you are looking for a phone for all day and all night gaming, then we suggest you consider the Flare S8 Max. The Flare S8 Max comes in 4 different colors and retails for only 6,999. So that's it guys. I hope nakatulong ako on which Flare S8 phone ang bibilhin ninyo. To know more about the products, you can visit our Facebook page or our website www.cherry.com.ph. Lastly, to help the channel out, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.